Hi there. Real quick before we jump into the episode. If you enjoy this episode, or any of the other episodes, be sure to give us a follow or subscribe. It would also be great if you shared it with a friend, or better yet, left a review so others can know how awesome it is. Thanks so much. And now, the episode.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome to the Press Start Leadership Podcast, the podcast about game-changing leadership, teaching you how to get the most out of your product and development team and become the leader you were meant to be. Leadership coaching and training for the international game industry professional. Now, let me introduce you to your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher Mifsud.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome back to another awesome edition of the Press Start Leadership Podcast. On this week's episode, we'll be discussing creating effective business cases for decision-making in the video game industry. A leader's guide to due diligence, cost analysis, and evaluating opportunity costs for smarter, strategic choices. Leading a video game studio means navigating a complex landscape of decisions, each of which can profoundly impact the direction, profitability, and success of your projects. As a leader, making informed decisions requires much more than intuition or creative passion. It demands rigorous evaluation, careful analysis, and thorough planning. Central to this process is the creation of effective business cases for decision-making. In this guide, we'll explore how leaders in the video game industry can create comprehensive business cases that ensure clarity, minimize risks, and maximize returns. We'll cover why due diligence, detailed cost analysis, and consideration of opportunity costs are essential tools in your leadership arsenal. Throughout, we'll provide actionable steps you can implement immediately, helping you make decisions that foster both creative success and financial sustainability. Why video game leaders need business cases for decision-making. Whether you're launching a new IP, choosing between features to implement, or deciding if a partnership is viable, each decision carries potential opportunities and hidden pitfalls. Poor decision-making can cost studios millions, delay releases, and damage reputations. Conversely, structured data-backed decision-making processes empower you to mitigate risks and consistently choose pathways that lead to long-term growth. Creating a robust business case for decision-making involves clearly defining a problem or opportunity, evaluating potential solutions, forecasting impacts, financial and otherwise, and articulating recommendations transparently. Such disciplined analysis is essential because it allows for better alignment, ensuring decisions support overall studio goals, improved transparency, creating clear documentation that allows stakeholders to understand your reasoning, risk mitigation, identifying potential hurdles early, reducing the chance of costly errors, resource optimization, ensuring money, talent, and time are allocated efficiently. To achieve this, you must master three essential components of sound decision-making: due diligence, cost analysis, and understanding opportunity costs. Due diligence, the foundation of reliable business cases. Due diligence is a comprehensive process of research and validation conducted before making significant decisions. In the context of the video game industry, due diligence encompasses examining internal resources, external market conditions, technology feasibility, and competitor strategies. Why due diligence matters for game leaders. The video game industry is notoriously volatile. Technologies shift rapidly, player preferences evolve, and markets can become saturated overnight. Conducting rigorous due diligence helps you anticipate these fluctuations and respond strategically. Proper due diligence includes evaluating market trends, assessing the competitive landscape, confirming technical feasibility, validating audience demand, examining financial stability. And here's some actionable steps for effective due diligence. Market research and trend analysis. Identify current industry trends using platforms like Steam Charts, Twitch Analytics, or reports from reputable research agencies such as Newzoo. Use player surveys or community feedback to validate assumptions. Competitive benchmarking. Compile a competitive analysis matrix highlighting strengths, weaknesses, pricing strategies, and performance metrics of similar games. Consider potential differentiators your game could introduce. Technical feasibility assessment. Conduct early prototyping or proof of concept demos. Consult experienced developers or technical directors to estimate risks and resource requirements realistically. Financial health checks. Forecast financial impact using historical project data, budgeting tools, and revenue projections based on comparable projects. Engage your financial team early in the decision-making process. Cost analysis, the crucial component of sound decisions. In the high-stakes environment of video game production, accurately assessing costs, both tangible and intangible, is pivotal. Thorough cost analysis ensures resources are utilized wisely, project scope remains manageable, and profitability goals are met. The types of costs leaders must consider: direct costs, salaries, software licenses, outsourced assets; indirect costs, overheads like studio rent, utilities, administrative expenses; variable costs, server costs scaling with player numbers, ongoing content creation; fixed costs, equipment, purchases, licensing fees, initial development setup. Some actual steps for conducting detailed cost analysis. Create a comprehensive budget breakdown. List all identifiable expenses associated with your decision. Categorize them clearly into direct, indirect, fixed, and variable costs. Forecast cash flow and expenses. Build a detailed spreadsheet outlining expected monthly expenditures. Factor in potential variances or unexpected expenses as contingency. Analyze historical project data. Review similar past projects to understand actual versus projected costs. Adjust current estimates based on historical deviations to improve accuracy. Incorporate cost-benefit analysis. Clearly weigh project expenses against anticipated revenue or strategic benefits. Calculate return on investment, ROI, and break-even point to assess financial viability. Understanding and calculating opportunity costs. Opportunity cost represents the value of the next best alternative you forego when making a decision. In the fast-paced gaming industry, ignoring opportunity costs can severely limit your ability to capitalize on better market opportunities or allocate resources more effectively. Why opportunity costs matter. Consider this scenario. Your studio decides to dedicate its best team to a new AAA title instead of developing smaller, potentially profitable indie-style games. The opportunity cost here is the revenue and visibility the smaller titles might have generated, possibly at lower risk. Carefully weighing opportunity cost means deliberately considering what you're giving up and making informed decisions that maximize strategic alignment and profit potential. Actionable steps for evaluating opportunity cost. Identify potential alternatives. Before making decisions, explicitly list viable alternative opportunities. Quantify and rank each alternative based on strategic goals. Quantify opportunity costs clearly. Use projected revenues or growth metrics to assign a clear monetary value to each alternative opportunity. Document these calculations transparently to facilitate decision-making. Use decision matrices to evaluate trade-offs. Employ simple matrices to compare options directly, including potential upside, risks, and strategic alignment. Involve your team in this process to gain diverse perspectives. Conduct regular opportunity reviews. Schedule quarterly or biannual reviews to reassess decisions made and opportunity costs incurred. Use insights from each of these reviews to inform future decision-making and business case improvements. Bring it all together. Creating a comprehensive business case. Armed with thorough due diligence, detailed cost analysis, and clear opportunity cost calculations, you can now build a compelling business case that guides your team toward confident, informed decisions. Key components of a business case document. The executive summary. Briefly state the problem and opportunity, proposed solution, and expected benefits. Detailed analysis. Includes your due diligence findings, competitive analysis, and market validation clearly. Financial overview. Present your cost analysis, projected revenues, and ROI calculations transparently. Risk assessment. Highlight potential risks identified during due diligence and suggested mitigation strategies. Recommendation and next steps. Clearly articulate your decision recommendation, timelines, and required resources. And here's some actionable steps to build your business case. Gather cross-functional input. Collaborate with stakeholders across finance, production, marketing, and development for holistic insights. Create clear documentation templates. Use standardized business case templates for consistency and ease of understanding. Conduct structured reviews. Present your business case to leadership in structured review meetings to gather feedback and refine your approach. Implement and measure. Once approved, ensure clear implementation timelines, responsible parties, and ongoing measurements for success metrics. Common pitfalls to avoid in business case development. Despite the clear benefits, creating a business case isn't without challenges. Leaders often fall into common pitfalls that undermine decision-making effectiveness, and here's how to avoid them. Confirmation bias. Leaders may unintentionally seek data supporting their existing beliefs, neglecting contradictory evidence. Assign a devil's advocate to explicitly challenge assumptions and conclusions in your business case review meetings. Overlooking opportunity costs. Leaders frequently neglect the potential value of options they reject when choosing a path forward. Mandate explicit documentation of opportunity cost calculations in every business case to ensure they're considered systemically. Incomplete or overly optimistic cost analysis. Budget projections often underestimate complexity or potential delays, causing unrealistic financial expectations. Introduce a standard buffer of 10 to 20% in financial forecasts to account for unforeseen contingencies. Insufficient stakeholder input. Business cases developed without cross-team input risk blind spots and limited buy-in. Formalize feedback loops, regular meetings or workshops, to incorporate diverse perspectives early in the business case process. Advanced tools and techniques for strengthening your business cases. Enhancing your business case methodology with advanced analytical tools can significantly elevate decision-making quality. Scenario planning. Scenario planning allows your studio to evaluate different possible futures based on industry trends, technology advances, or competitive shifts. Create 3 distinct scenarios: optimistic, moderate, pessimistic, and clearly articulate the decision impacts, allowing leaders to visualize possible outcomes. Sensitivity analysis. This technique assesses how different variables affect overall outcomes, identifying those with the greatest impact. Identify critical variables such as market adoption rate, average revenue per user, developmental timeline, and calculate outcomes under various scenarios to highlight key risks and opportunities. Monte Carlo simulations. Monte Carlo simulations use probability distributions to calculate outcomes under varying conditions, delivering data-driven insights. Employ software tools, Excel add-ins, or dedicated programs to simulate thousands of possible outcomes, providing a more robust understanding of project risks. Balanced scorecards. Balanced scorecards ensure your business case reflects financial and non-financial impacts, such as team morale, innovation capacity, or brand reputation. Develop standardized scorecards tailored to your studio, ensuring decisions support broader strategic objectives alongside financial goals. Measuring the success of your business case decisions. To know if your business cases for decision-making truly add value, it's critical to measure the effectiveness regularly. Consider tracking these key metrics. Decision success rate. The definition is percentage of decisions yielding expected outcomes, profitability, engagement, market share. Implement quarterly or biannual decision reviews to track accuracy and update methodologies based on lessons learned. Project cost variance. So, definition of this is actual costs versus estimated costs for decision made. Maintain accurate records comparing projected budgets to real expenditures, adjusting future estimations accordingly. Opportunity cost accuracy. Definition here is reviewing retrospective assessments of chosen versus foregone options. Schedule regular opportunity cost reviews to ensure accurate forecasting and adjustments. Team satisfaction and alignment. Definition here is how clearly your team understands and supports the rationale behind significant decisions. Conduct anonymous surveys quarterly to gauge internal transparency, alignment, and confidence in leadership decision-making process. Embedding business case discipline in the studio culture. Creating successful business cases should not be a sporadic event, but embedded deeply within your studio's culture. And here's how to institutionalize the discipline. Step 1, leadership modeling. Leaders must visibly champion rigorous decision-making, demonstrating the willingness to delay or change decisions based on strong business case evidence. Step 2, consistent training and development. Regular training sessions, workshops, and external courses ensure your entire team understands and can contribute effectively to structured decision-making. Step 3, centralized documentation system. Maintain an accessible central repository, either a wiki, Confluence, or SharePoint, housing all business case templates, examples, and supporting documentation, enhancing transparency and collective learning. And step 4, recognition and reward. Acknowledge and reward teams whose rigorous business case analyses significantly contributed to studio success, reinforcing the importance and value of disciplined practices. Final thoughts. Leading with confidence through effective business cases. Navigating complex decisions in the video game industry is never simple, but a robust approach to developing business cases for decision-making significantly reduces uncertainty and enhances outcomes. By embedding comprehensive due diligence, precise cost analysis, and careful evaluation of opportunity costs into your leadership toolkit, you set your studio on a path towards sustained success and financial health. Adopting these methodologies isn't merely administrative, it's transformative. As leaders, your responsibility extends beyond creative passion to include careful stewardship of resources, accurate forecasting of potential outcomes, and thoughtful alignment with strategic objectives. Through disciplined business case processes, you can approach each critical decision with clarity, confidence, and a structured path forward. Now, take the first step. Evaluate your current decision-making process. Begin implementing the actionable steps outlined during this podcast. Encourage transparency, accountability, and continuous learning within your studio culture. By doing so, you'll not only safeguard your studio's future, but also inspire your team, stakeholders, and industry peers through thoughtful, strategic leadership built on solid, well-structured foundations. All right, and that's this week's episode of the Press Start Leadership Podcast. Thanks for listening, and as always, thanks for being awesome. Oh, hi. And the episode's over, but thanks for sticking around till the end. Be sure to check out more episodes in the playlist and new episodes every week on Monday. Follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Don't forget to leave a review. Thanks again for being awesome.